First thing you want to do to make a hexagon kaleidoscope is open up your picture in Photoshop and have it on the Expert tab. You're going to come down here to crop, and this time instead of using the 5x5 inch, we are going to do a custom one. So we're going to come down in here and we're going to put 10 by 17.32. Whoops, I left the point out. 17.32. And then we're going to come up and crop, and again you need to be thinking of, when you do this, where is the figure going to be in the triangle that's going to go diagonally, just like we did on the square one. So if I want this whole eagle to be in my triangle, I'm going to make sure that that thing is out there far enough that I'm not going to cut off its head when I go from corner to corner, which that looks good. Once you get it positioned, you're going to double click or click the check. And now we're going to go to the polygon lasso tool. Remember, you've got to click on this one down here. And we're going to do our triangle again. This time it's going to be a longer, thinner triangle, but still the same idea. Once you have that, you're going to hit Command C to copy. Then we're going to go to File and New and Blank File. And this time we don't have to be so exact, so I'm going to find the largest number down here, which is 2500, and I'm going to double it just to make sure I have something that's big enough. So I'm going to put 5,000 in both of these. This one does not have to be as exact as the square because this is just an area that we're building in. Click OK, and then we're going to have to do Command V. And then what I'd like you to do is click on the Move tool, use the left arrow and slide this thing over to the left-hand side. If you use the arrow, it takes a little bit longer, but you do kind of keep it on the same level. And I'm going to just move it to the left a little bit, and then when we go to do Command V again and paste in your next level, it'll be on the same line as the original one that we put in here. This one needs to be flipped, so we're going to go to the Image and Rotate and flip layer horizontal. And now I'm going to use the right arrow, and again I'm using the arrows even though it takes longer than just sliding it over, because I do know that they are on the exact same line if I do this. And then you want to make sure that you get those things together without any white space in between. I've got a white space, so I'll move it over one, and that looks good. Once you get those things lined up well so that you've got the line down here straight and no white line in between there, you're going to go Layer and Merge Visible. And now we're going to do the same thing to this. We're going to copy this into another new document, which is different than the square. So you actually make two new documents, or two new files. I'm going to click on the white area. I'm going to, and this is with the star magic wand thing, I'm going to go select inverse to catch the triangle instead of the white area. I'm going to do Command C, and then I'll go File, New, Blank File, and we're going to now triple this. So I'm at, I'm just going to make this 9,000. I'm not trying to make the math hard, so it's close to 3,000, so I'll just make it 9,000. You just want to have plenty of space to work in. That'll be more than enough. And then I'm going to go Command V, and I'm going to move over here and click on the Move tool, and I'm going to bring this down here a little bit, and I'm going to do Command V again. And this triangle I'm going to come over here with, and here's something that's different. What I want to do is I want to get this thing to spin so that it lines up with this side here. You're going to come out here until you get the little curved arrow on the corner, and you're going to start to turn this thing. And you can turn it most of the way, and what I want you to notice is down here, this angle will change. And what you really want for the degrees here is an exact 60. If you've done your triangle exactly right, that will be the right amount that you want to bring it over here and line it up. Now, sometimes that's not, doesn't always happen, and so you may need to make this, and I would change it over here like 60.1 or 2 until you get it, lined up the way that you want it to be. Let's just check this out and see if it is the way I want it to be. And honestly, I can't tell until I enlarge this a little bit. So you can do that on your keypad, or you can click a magnifying glass that should be on here somewhere. And of course, I'm not finding it. Okay, I guess you're going to use your keypad since I'm not finding the magnifying glass. But I know I've seen one over here, so I'm not sure where it's at. Oh well, whatever. Okay, so back to this. You can see I'm off just a little bit here. So the more this is correct, the better off we are. So I'm going to move this over. Now, if you'll notice, you see how my angle is off a bit. So what I'm going to do is come up here, get the little arrow thing again. And if you want to move it kind of to the left, this side needs to move to the left, then you're going to come down here and put a minus sign in front of this. And I'm just going to do it just a little bit at a time. So I'll go left 0.1. Now you see how that's close, but I'm guessing that's not quite right. So I'm going to try 3 and see what it does. And I'll scroll down here and see if that's even all the way. That looks like about the right thing. If you have to move it kind of to the right, oh, I've lost it completely. Then you're going to just do a positive. And now I'm going to just nudge this thing over to line it up and get rid of the line in between. Okay, the line in between is gone, so now I'm going to check the corners. So I will just click the move tool again, say apply if it comes up like that. And I'm off just a little tiny bit on the corner. And we're going to check this one too. The unfortunate thing about this is when you've got that move tool on, you can't really see the corners, so you have to kind of click on and off of it. Alright, so I'm shifting that again, and the easiest way to just shift this a little is to use the arrows. And it's probably as close as I'm going to get it. I'm going to try one more time. See how that did down here. See, I'm off just a little bit of white there, so I'm going to go over one more. Now, you want to get this as close as you can, but at some point you just have to give up and say, you know, it's going to be overlapped a little bit. All right, so now I'm going to bring in a third one. And here's my third triangle. Let me make this a little smaller so you can see what I'm doing. And I'm just using the keypad to do this. Come out here, get the arrow. Start to turn this thing, and this one's going to go minus 60 degrees. So once I get it turning, I'm just going to come down here and put the 60 in there. And then we'll start to bring that over. And say OK. Then we'll check and see how good it's lined up. Okay, so it looks like it's a little bit low. And it looks like I've got a white line over here, so I'm going to click on that layer and bring it over a little bit. And there it looks pretty good. Now what we're going to do is, to make this easier, we're going to go Layer and Merge. Merge Visible. We'll make that all one piece, and then all we have to do, instead of doing this 3 more times, is just copy this once. So using the magic wand again, we're going to click on the outside of the white. And you notice it's going to take you a little bit longer. You're working with a bigger area, so that's why the computer starts to slow down a little bit. You're going to go Select Inverse. We're going to do Command C to copy and Command V to paste. So there's my second layer that's showing up over here, even though you don't see it here because it's invisible. And then we're going to go, I'm going to click on the Move tool again because we'll use that in a minute, and Image and Rotate, and this time we're just going to go Rotate 180. went too far. It's not too bad. And again, here's where you might want to enlarge it a little bit to kind of look how things are lining up. Sometimes you can't get the corners to quite line up because you don't have really a straight line going across, which I believe might be what I'm experiencing in here a little bit. So I'm going to keep messing with this a little to see if I can get it better. And that's close, but I'm seeing a little bit of white line. So I'll go down one more. And I'm going to merge that together just to see what it looks like. So layer, merge visible. And that looks pretty good. All right. Last thing I want you to do just to clean up the big white space around the outside is just come over here to crop. And this time we want to be on the 5x5. And we'll just put a square around this and kind of try to center it. And again, you can use this little thing here to kind of center your square when you get it there. We'll just trim down the sizes a little bit so that it looks nicer. Now, there's another little trick that you can do to it, and that is, if you want to add a color out here, you can. First thing we're going to do is select the white. And then we're going to go up here to Edit and Fill, Selection. And here we can choose any color that we want, and you can even choose it out of the pattern that you have. So I'm going to hit Color, and I'm going to swing this off to the side a little bit here. And I can actually go in here and get whatever color I want that's coming out of, the actual picture that you have, so you can kind of match what you've got there. So that's kind of a grayish blue. I might go, once I get close to the color, I might go in here and kind of choose what I want. And then let's see OK, and let's see what it looks like, and say OK here. And then let's select and deselect so we can see it without the little lines. And there you've got a color in the background.